Hey guys, so today I'm going to finally film a book haul. This is long overdue. I think I've only filmed one book haul this year, and that was my BookCon and Book Expo book haul. So I have acquired quite a few books this year, and I have been meaning to film a book haul. I always just dread filming book hauls because whenever I receive books, I immediately want to put them on my bookshelf. So when I do film a book haul, I have to get all the books off my shelf, and it's just a disaster. Like, my room is chaos right now because I had to get all the books ready. So I think I'm going to try to do monthly book hauls and film book hauls more often, because I do love talking about books that I've bought because I'm excited about them. But yeah, so this is long overdue, so I'm not going to show all the books that I've received / bought this year because that would just be too long. So I've just chosen the ones that I'm most excited for / I have something to say about it. So yes, a lot of good books in front of me right now. I'm also not going to show the books that I've received in subscription boxes because I do unboxing videos for those, and I'm not going to show any manga or graphic novels because I'm hoping to film a separate haul just for manga and graphic novels that I've bought this year. So yes. So the first half of the video will be books that I bought myself, and the second half will be books that I've received from publishers and stuff like that. So yes, very excited to talk about these books, and let's just get into it. Okay, so ignore everything I just said because I want to show one book that I received in a fairy loot because I'm just so in love with it, so I wanted to share it in case you didn't watch the unboxing. So that is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. This came in the July fairy loot box, I believe, and it has these amazing pink / purpley sprayed edges, and this is one of my favorite books of all time, of the year. Just, I love it so much. It is an urban fantasy romance set in Seoul, Korea, so it just means a lot to me, and I just loved everything about it. So I was so happy that this was the book that they chose for that box, and that I have this edition with the sprayed edges because it's just so beautiful. Like, the book is so beautiful without the sprayed edges, but then adding the sprayed edges just like, it just makes it like the most beautiful book of all time. So yes, this is everything and one of my favorite books in my collection. Oh, and it is signed by Kat Cho because most fairy loot books are signed by the author, so that's another reason I love it. But yes, so love this a lot. Okay, now moving on to the books I've actually bought myself. So the first book on top of my pile is The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell, and I am so excited to read this book. This is the sequel to The Last Magician, which I read this year and I loved it. If you don't know, The Last Magician is like a historical fiction fantasy series. It's set in New York and it involves time travel. That's why it's like historical fiction, because most of it is set in like the early 1900s. It's so freaking cool. I have talked about the first book quite a lot, I feel, but yeah, this is the second book. I'm planning to read this in November. I think it is freaking huge. It's like nearly 700 pages, but I am so excited. Like I said, I loved the first one so much, and yeah, the cliffhanger in the first one was like, so I just can't wait to dive into this. I am a little bit nervous just because this has received some mixed reviews. Some people have loved it, some people think it's not as good as the first. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but definitely super excited. And I do want to spray paint the edges black like I did with my copy of The Last Magician. And yeah, and I love these covers. I love this series. Well, I love the first one. And the third book is coming out next year, so I'm so excited. The next book is another sequel, and that is The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson, and this is the sequel to Truly Devious, which is another book that I read earlier this year and absolutely loved. So this is like a mystery series, a YA mystery series, and I loved the first book. It was just so much fun. We follow a really amazing main character, Stevie, who is super into true crime and starts investigating these murders, and it's set at a boarding school. It's just so good. So yeah, again, I'm super excited for this. Again, I also think the third and final book is coming out next year. But yeah, so I'm excited to see where the story goes. We didn't get many answers in the first book, so hopefully we can get some answers in this book. The next book that I picked up is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black, and this is actually like a library edition. I'll see which library it is. Marigold's Library? I don't know. I think it's in the US. So I got this secondhand off Abe Books, and yeah, like I said, it is library edition. And I actually did want to buy myself a new copy, but I think this is out of print now because it's impossible to find the hardcover of this. So I just decided to get a secondhand copy. But yeah, I just love the cover and I really do want to read this story. This is obviously by Holly Black, like I said, and Holly Black writes amazing fae stories, and I just love the world that she has created. And this is set in the same world as The Cruel Prince, and I've heard really good things about this. I don't know too much about it, but I know that it obviously is a fae story, and I think some of the characters in this actually do show up in The Cruel Prince. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I do want to read this in the next few months because I do think I'm really gonna love this. And yes, so very happy that I found a copy of this. The next book that I have to show, The Rise of Kyoshi by F.C. Yee, and this is like a canon Avatar YA book, which is literally amazing. I pre-ordered this. This is actually the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so it does have some art in the back. So yeah, if you don't know, Avatar: The Last Airbender is my favorite show of all time. So of course I was so excited when I heard the news that this was being published. So I pre-ordered it, it came. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. But I am very excited to read this, especially because it has been receiving some really good reviews from huge Avatar fans. So I think this is going to be really cool. So yeah, this is all about Avatar Kyoshi, who is one of the past avatars, and I loved learning about Kyoshi in this show, so I can't wait to learn even more about her. But yeah, so very excited about this. Next, I have Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, Cyrus Brennan, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Wasserman. So this is a collection of short stories following the characters in the Dark Artifices series, and I believe you're supposed to have read most of the stories before reading Queen of Air and Darkness, which I obviously didn't do, but it also has stories set after Queen of Air and Darkness. So I don't know why I haven't started this yet. I just have so many books that I want to be reading, but I am very excited about this, especially because I do really love the Dark Artifices series, and I do have mixed feelings when it comes to these short story collections because I don't always love them, but I think I'm gonna love these short stories hopefully just because I really love the character that it's following. We do follow brother Zachariah, I believe, for most of the stories. So yes, I think I'm gonna slowly read this. Like maybe I'll read one short story every now and then, like, so it might take me like months to read this, but I think that's the way to do it because otherwise I get kind of bored by just reading short story after short story. But yeah, so we'll see what I do, but very excited about this. The next book that I have is the Modern Fairy Tales trilogy by Holly Black. So they came out with this new edition that has all 3 books in the trilogy in this huge book, and it's so pretty. I love the cover of this. So yes, it does contain Tithe, Valiant, and Ironside, and this is also set in the same world as the Darkest Part of the Forest and the Cruel Prince and everything. And Holly Black does say that it's sort of important to read this before Queen of Nothing, but I don't think I'm going to read this before Queen of Nothing. Apparently there's a lot of problematic elements and stuff like that, and it's quite outdated. I think they were originally released in like early 2000s, but I still do want to read it and see what I think. I think there will be some enjoyable aspects hopefully, and I just love fae stories and I love Holly Black's writing, so I do really want to check it out, but I'm gonna go in with low expectations. But yeah, this is just so freaking pretty. The next book that I have is The Notes 1, which was released by Big Hit. So this is a BTS alternate universe story, so if you are a BTS fan you probably know about this, but yeah, I'm very excited about this. This was freaking expensive, but I love BTS and I really want to read this, and it is a really stunning book. Like, I love the colors and I do plan to read this soon. This is translated from Korean. Very happy to have this, and yeah, hopefully I can read this soon. The next book that I have is Kiki's Delivery Service, the picture book, and this is the Studio Ghibli film, my favorite film, in picture book form, and I did actually read this in my recent 24-hour readathon and I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I mean, it's the same story, it's just in picture book form, but I love the pictures, and I actually didn't know like Gigi was the same age as Kiki so I actually did learn some new things by reading this. But yes, I love this a lot, and I of course love the cover and everything, and yeah, of course I needed to buy this when I saw it in the bookstore. I was like, frick. And so I got it. The next book is Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi, and I did read the arc of this because I got an arc at Book Expo and I really loved it. I originally gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but my new updated rating is 5 out of 5 stars because I honestly loved this so much, and I actually haven't stopped thinking about it ever since I read it. Yeah, so it's a 5 out of 5 stars. I just really love this story and I really connected to a lot of aspects of the story. But yeah, I have already talked about this. I read this 2 months ago, I think. I don't know, but I had to buy the finished copy because just wait till you see this. Once you take off the dust jacket, it's like a transparent dust jacket, and like, how cool is that? And it's just so pretty underneath. That's what it looks like naked. It's just so stunning. So yes, I of course had to buy a finished copy. This is one of my favorite books I own now, just because, well, I love the story and I also love the design. I love how books designs are becoming more creative, so yeah, I love this a lot. Very happy to have it. Another beautiful book that I bought was Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. This is the collector's edition. Oh my gosh, just looking at it in the viewfinder, that shine. Yes, so this is just so freaking stunning. I mean, it speaks for itself. I'm sure like you just can't take your eyes off it right now because it's just so pretty. So obviously I freaking love Crooked Kingdom. I love the series. I do have the Six of Crows collector's edition, so of course I needed to find the collector's edition for Crooked Kingdom too. And yeah, it's so pretty. Just look at that. And it has black edges and stunning maps, and at the back there is character art. It's just absolutely stunning and so worth it. Again, one of my favorite books that I own because it's just so freaking beautiful. It's even more beautiful than the Six of Crows Collector's Edition, so yeah, it's just everything. The next book that I bought is Wilder Girls by Rory Power, and I have heard so many good things about this book. This is like a feminist retelling of Lord of the Flies, I believe, and it is horror, and I do believe it has a female-female relationship, and it just sounds like a blend of so many different things. It sounds like it's going to be so interesting, and some people love the ending, some people hate the ending, so I am excited to see how I feel about the ending. Apparently it's very unconventional, so very excited to see how I feel, and I'm in the mood for like a weird story. I think it's pretty weird. Well, that's what I've heard. I think it does involve a lot of like weird body harm and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a huge trigger warning for that. Okay, so the last book that I bought that I wanted to show in this haul is Middle Game by Shauna Maguire. This cover is so stunning. I am obsessed. This is adult fantasy, I believe, but I am very, very excited, and I really hope I love it because this cover is everything, and it does sound like it's gonna be really cool. So okay, now we're moving on to the books that I was sent by publishers and stuff like that. So the first set of books I did show in a vlog, but of course I need to show it again. I just want to talk about these books whenever I can because they're so freaking beautiful. Wish me luck trying to hold them. Okay, while I'm trying to get these books sorted, I'll just tell you that they're from Juniper Books, and they really kindly sent them to me, and I could not be more thankful because this has been on my wish list for ages. I've been wanting to buy them. Yeah, they're just stunning. It's basically the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express set from Juniper Books, who do custom dust jackets for books, and they have heaps of stunning Harry Potter ones. This is the amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to hold. It did come in a box, so it looked better when I originally opened it in my vlog, but it says Harry Potter across the spine. It has the Hogwarts Express. Oh my gosh, it's just so pretty, and just look at the stars and the details. It's just so pretty. I love the foiling and everything. It's just so magical, and I just love looking at it on my bookshelves. I'm literally sweating from holding those books. But yeah, so you can buy the book set like with the books included, or you can just buy the dust jackets if you already own the Harry Potter editions. So they do have dust jackets for the US hardcovers and the UK hardcovers. So yes, obviously the spine is the main feature, but it also is pretty stunning on the front. So each book just has the title, so Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, book 1 of 7. And yes, and I love the feel of them as well. It's just really high quality, and obviously it's just so stunning. Like, I love them so much, and I'm so thankful to have them. So I will leave Juniper Books linked down below. They do, like I said, amazing dust jackets for so many different books, and they recently came out with a custom dust jacket set for the Shades of Magic series, and it was in collaboration with Vicky Shaw herself, and it's so pretty. But yeah, so definitely check them out. It's just so much fun going through the website and adding everything to your wish list. Okay, so this was an arc sent by Alan and Unwin, and that is The Magnolia Sword by Sherry Thomas. So this is a Milan book, which is really cool. It does come out on the 5th of November, so I do hope to read it before then, even though frick, that's coming up. I mean, I hope I can get to this. I really do want to read this, and I think April from Aprilius Maximus read this and really loved it, so that makes me excited too. So yes, this is a retelling of Milan, so we do follow our main character Milan, and it is set in China in 1484 AD, and this is own voices as the author is also Chinese American. Very excited. Love the cover. How pretty is that? Yes, yes, yes. Another arc that was gifted to me by Hachette Australia, Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. Oh. I am so happy to have this because if you don't know, I read Girls, Paper and Fire, which is the first book in this series, last year, and I really, really love it. It's one of my favorite fantasy stories. It's an Asian fantasy and they're amazing characters. It features a female-female romance and they are so amazing. I love the world, the writing is amazing. It's just an all-around amazing story. So I have obviously been so hyped for the sequel, and I love the cover. Yeah, I'm just so happy to have this. This does come out on the 5th of November. Again, oh my gosh, twins. Yeah, I'm so excited to just be with these characters again. And there was a huge cliffhanger at the end of the first book, so yeah, so excited about this, and I'm just so thankful to have an arc. So, because I did try to get it at Book Expo, but it was like near impossible. The line was freaking huge, so I'm so thankful to Hachette for this copy. I also need to thank Hachette for this copy of Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and of course everyone knows what Ninth House is about. It's such a highly anticipated release for like everyone in the book community, and I have already read it. I did read it in my 24-hour readathon, so you can watch that if you want to hear my thoughts. I was so happy when I got this copy, and this does come out on the 1st of October, so it might already be out if this video is being published after then. And I am obsessed with the UK/Australian art copies. I just love how it says you are invited to enter the Ninth House with the snake. Yeah, it's just so pretty. The next book was sent to me by Penguin Teen Australia, so thank you so much to them. And that is Frankly in Love by David Yoon, and this is another book that I've already read and loved. This is one of my new favorites. It's so freaking good. It's YA contemporary. It involves fake dating, but it's so much more than that. And this is already out actually, so I highly recommend picking up a copy because yeah, it's just such an amazing contemporary. It tackles so many important themes like race and identity and just so many different things. It's honestly so freaking good. It is becoming a movie, so I'm so excited for that. And once again, I do love this art copy. I mean, I love pink, so I love the pink and red / dark pink. I can feel my voice disappearing. Okay, we're nearing the end. I feel like I'm slowly dying, but we're nearly there. Okay, so the next book. Oh my, what? Oh my god, what the? Oh my god, I'm freaking out right now. Like, I don't know, I feel like tearing up or something. I don't know. I'm freaking out. Okay. So I was sent this, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I just saw that it's freaking signed to me by Hank Green. What the heck? I did not know this. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think to check. So it says, Chloe, thank you for your work creating and supporting readers. So needed and important. Whoa. Oh my goodness, I'm freaking out. Like, I love Hank Green as a person and I love this book, so that is so like surreal. Oh my goodness. Okay, so so basically Penguin Random House in the US sent me this copy in a box with all these other cool goodies related to the book, and it was to celebrate the release of the paperback of An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. And yeah, I honestly did not know it was signed until now, because I actually saw that Cece, Problems of a Book Nerd, she posted on Twitter that she received this too and it was signed to her, and I just thought Hank Green like watched her or something and decided to sign hers. I don't know why I didn't think to check mine. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. I'm actually so happy I got that on camera because yeah, I really didn't know. But anyway, so yes, I'm so thankful to have this because I did read this last year, I think, and I really loved it. It's adult contemporary sci-fi and I was kind of nervous before I read it, but everyone was reading it and loving it, so I decided to pick it up, and I did listen to the audiobook, so I didn't have a copy. So now I do have a copy, which I'm so thankful for. But yeah, so I listened to the audiobook and it was so good. I was scared because I'm not usually into sci-fi. It's not huge sci-fi, like it is set on Earth, but it was just so phenomenal. And I loved the themes that it explored, and I just loved reading about our main character April May, who is very interesting. She doesn't always make the best decisions, and it's basically about her becoming famous overnight because she posted a YouTube video about seeing a Carl in the street, and it turns out that these random Carls have showed up in random places across the world, so she unintentionally becomes like the spokesperson for Carls. And yeah, so it's about that, and it's about her trying to deal with this newfound fame, and it's just so interesting. And yeah, definitely a book I recommend. And yeah, I can't believe I have this signed copy. It's so wild. So the next book that I wanted to talk about is The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling, and I was sent this by Alan and Unwin, and this is already out and I haven't read it yet, but I do really want to read it. It is a YA contemporary. It's about Anna Chiu, who is working at her dad's restaurant and has to help look after her siblings while her mum stays in bed, and it basically says it's a nourishing tale about the crevices of culture, mental wellness and family. So yes, I'm very excited because of course we're following an Asian main character and it is in voices, so yes, I am very excited to read this. Hopefully I can read it in the summer. The next book I wanted to talk about is Kingdom of Souls by Rana Barron. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I have talked about it quite a lot, I feel. It is a West African inspired fantasy, and this is the ARC edition, so Harbour Tea in the US did send this to me. I was so thankful to receive this book in the Kingdom of Souls box with all these other goodies. I did unbox it in my day one reading rush vlog, but yeah, I really think I'm going to love this story, and the film rights have been acquired by Warner Brothers and Michael B. Jordan, so like hopefully it's going to become a movie, and that's so freaking cool. The next book that I have is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and this is adult romance, and I have been getting more into adult romance this year, so I am really looking forward to this, especially because this is own voices for the black representation, and I believe also for the chronic illness representation, because the main character does have fibromyalgia, and when I mentioned that in the vlog that I featured this in, a lot of people were excited because of that representation. Reading these comments made me so happy because it just shows how important representation is in books. So yes, I'm very excited to read this. I've heard really great things about it. So this does come out in November and I am very excited to have this. So this was sent to me by Avon Books. The rest of the books I'm going to be talking about are from Penguin. So they sent me The Fountains of Silence by Rita Sepetys, and I actually don't know really what this is about. I know that it's set in Madrid 1957, and Rita Sepetys is definitely a very popular historical fiction writer, and I have been wanting to get into historical fiction, especially Rita Sepetys books. I've heard such amazing things about her books, so I am very excited that Penguin sent this to me. I was like, oh my gosh, they knew that I wanted to get into historical fiction. But yeah, it is huge. I don't know when I'm going to read this, hopefully soon, but yeah, I am very happy to have this and I'm excited to get to it whenever I do. So yes. Next I have Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett, and Cameron Garrett is a debut author, and it basically follows Simone, who is HIV positive and is positive HIV won't define her. And I've never read a book about a character with HIV, so I am very excited about this, especially because I've heard really great things. Kate from It's Kate Literature read this recently and loved it. That makes me even more excited, especially because she's a super critical reader. Okay, so we're up to the last 4 books. So the last 4 books I did already talk about on Instagram a bit, but I wanted to mention it again here because I'm really excited about them. And basically Penguin asked if I wanted to be a part of their Penguin Previews book club. So every few months they send me a list of books that I can choose from, and I can choose up to 4 books that I want, and they send it to me free. So I'm obviously super thankful to them, but I'm super excited about the books that I chose. So the first book I mentioned in my October TBR, and that is The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. And I think Lisa Jewell is like a really well-known adult thriller writer, and like I mentioned in my TBR video, I do really want to get into thrillers. The next book that I chose was Life of the Party by Olivia Gatwood, and this is a collection of feminist poetry, and I'm all about feminist poetry, so, and I really love the cover and everything. So yes, hopefully I'm going to start this soon. The next book is The Yield by Tara June Winch, and this is all about Aboriginal culture, and it says it's a celebration of what was and what endures, and a powerful reclaiming of Indigenous language, storytelling and identity. And I did look up reviews on Goodreads for this, and there are a lot of good reviews, so that's another reason I chose it. And lastly, I actually chose a picture book, and that is Fly, and this just looks so beautiful, and yeah, I'm just super excited to read this. This obviously won't take that long, so I think I'm actually going to read this within the next few days because I am very excited about it. But yes, so that is the last book of the book haul. I'm so happy because this took so long, but I did have a lot of fun talking about the books that I'm excited about and the books that I've received and bought, and freaking seeing that I have the signed copy of An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. Like, I can't get over that. But yes, so I would love to hear your thoughts on these books. But yes, so that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a good day and night, and I'll see you in my next one.